LeBron James as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad. The first game of the season, opening night, the Griffey's in attendance, father-son duo playing in an NBA game for the first time, an absolutely positively wonderful story. And then reality sets in. We love what we're seeing from him in the G League because that's where you belong. As you hone your skills and you get better and you legitimately earn, which I believe he has the potential to do. I am rooting for Bronny James. It would be cruel to root against him. He's a wonderful kid. I wish him nothing but the best. But he's LeBron James' son. And everybody knows what attention that brings. In 13 games, he has played 44 minutes. He has scored 4 points. He is shooting 1 of 16 from the field, 0 for 7 from three-point range. How are you doing him favors? On First Take, my day job on ESPN earlier this morning, and I spoke about this, and I felt the need to elaborate even further because a couple of people text me and pissed me off, and they know who they are. People close to LeBron James talking to me about questioning him as a father. Come on, y'all. I mean, it's got to a point where this LeBron sensitivity is just beyond the pale. You call him the second best player in the history of the game, you're insulting him because you said he's not the GOAT. You're saying that at age 40, we've never seen anybody do what he does, but pointing out at times how he may not have hustled back on defense in a key pivotal moment, and that's a problem. You give him all the praise in the world when he drops 40, but he has a bad night, and you say he had a bad night, and you're hating. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so let me just stop this video real fast because I just want to say that Klutch Sports, they decide everything behind the scenes. So for example, if you want to be traded, you have to actually call Klutch Sports before you even talk to your own coach. And that is wrong, if you ask me. So let's get back to the clip.
But never before has it been more ridiculous than it is right now, because the reality is that we got to be real about what we're seeing when we talk about Bronny James. I am not a person that had a problem with Bronny James being on the court for the season opener with LeBron James. That was a phenomenal moment to see a father on the court with his son who has NBA aspirations playing together for the first time in NBA history. The Griffeys in baseball, Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. were in attendance for it. It was a special moment. My position has always been that should have been the only moment we saw Bronny James in a Lakers uniform this season because he's not ready. I'm not here to tell you that he won't be ready. I'm not here to tell you that he won't be an NBA player. I'm not here to tell you that he should give up his dreams and his aspirations. I think the kid's got potential. I think the kid will be in the NBA one day. I watched him in the G League doing this thing. I think he's going to be fine eventually. But that's not the case yet. And because it's not the case yet, and then you see some of these numbers, I do find myself looking at LeBron James instead of Bronny James. Because LeBron is the basketball savant. LeBron is one of the top 2 greatest players in the history of the game. LeBron has forgotten more basketball than most people would know. So no matter what we think about Bronny, he knows more. But you see what you see. Bronny James has played in 13 NBA games. Ladies and gentlemen, he's averaging 0.3 points, 0.3 assists, and 0.4 rebounds. He shot 1 for 16 from the field in his NBA career and 0 for 7 from three-point range. And he's playing in the first quarter of an NBA game? Really? And everybody wants to look at it, and LeBron has nothing to do with that. He didn't tell J.J. Redick to put him in the game. I get all that. But come on. I'm not being cruel to Bronny. I'm looking out. Do you want it this way, LeBron? Do you want it this way, Rich Paul? Do you want it this way? He can't go into the G League and average 20, 25 and stay there until he's ready? Because he's LeBron's son, you know how they're going to judge him. And before anybody wants to jump on me, remember, I never saw Bronny James play until he showed up in the NBA and the G League. I refused to watch him because if I watched him, I would have to talk about him. And I didn't want to talk about LeBron James' son because I thought it was so unfair to the kid. He's such a wonderful kid. Wonderful family.
What's up, y'all? I want to thank y'all so much for tapping into my channel. I appreciate y'all so much. And to keep on the show, y'all, that was Stephen A. Smith. And he was speaking about LeBron James and also Bronny James, because the reason why is because he's actually been, going in on Bronny James, rightfully so, because Bronny James is not been performing at a high level. The reason why is because he can't. He's not a NBA player yet, but he might be in the future, but not as of now. And I think it's good that Stephen A. Smith is speaking up, because there's a lot of people that are scared to speak up because they know that there's going to be repercussions if you do that. And you definitely going to get a phone call from Klutch Sports or LeBron James. And that's why there's so many people that are scared to do this. And only one person who have decided to speak up, except for Stephen A. Smith, and that is Jaylen Brown. He was caught with a hot mic when he was courtside, watching the WNBA. And Jaylen Brown, he said, Bronny James is not ready to play in the NBA. And after this happened, Klutch Sports, they called him, but he refused to apologize. And now, the same thing has happened to Stephen A. Smith. According to Stephen A. Smith, he's saying that Klutch Sports have called him, and that is something that they've been doing for the past couple of years. Every time Stephen A. Smith is speaking bad about LeBron James and also Bronny James. And I think that is good that Stephen A. Smith, that he actually has some cojones and that he refuses to back down. And I actually want to know what y'all think about this. Make sure to leave a comment and like this video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.